Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Couch to Career. I'm Courtney. I'm here with Sauvik again, and we're excited to see you again for another career topic. We have a good one in store for you today.
Today's topic is about mentorship. Mentorship is something that I have a deep passion for and I love getting to talk about. To talk about mentorship, we brought in two special guests, Megan and Rachel, to talk about their experiences with mentorship, some of their background, as well as mentors that have helped them in their careers. So we'll run this interview just like we have in the past. We'll have a set list of questions that we'll run through. But if you have further questions about mentorship, I would encourage you to leave those in the comments below. So first of all, Megan, Rachel, welcome to the video. We're glad that you're here. Can you just share with us a little bit about who you are and your background?
Sure. Thanks, guys. My name is Rachel Ahern. I'm an admissions counselor with the Carver College of Medicine. Prior to working in the College of Medicine admissions office, I was working in the undergraduate admissions office at the University of Iowa. So my post-collegiate career has kind of been focused in the admissions world and some of the work that I did as an undergrad as well.
Great. And my name is Megan Kozowski. I'm also an admissions counselor at the College of Medicine at the University of Iowa, Carver College of Medicine. So my background is really in advising and teaching and being in student affairs in a variety of different roles. So I've done that in different institutions across the U.S. and I'm very happy here at the University of Iowa now. So I've participated in a few different mentorship programs over the years. Currently at Carver, we're working on developing a mentorship program for students who are interested in medicine, interested in becoming physicians. So that starts with our first year seminar course. So we have students in our first year seminar course who are looking for mentors, and we're going to start working with those students to find them peer mentors, so other students who are further along, and also current medical students who can serve as mentors.
Awesome. Well, thank you for those intros, and we will go ahead and jump right into the questions. Okay, so to start off, can you guys tell us a little bit about why you think mentorship is important for new grads?
Yeah, so, as a new graduate and kind of working on figuring out what your next step after graduation looks like, that can be a scary process. And having someone who serves in a mentorship role for you can, kind of help you to prepare for some of those next steps. So maybe it's someone who is helping you brainstorm different jobs or maybe graduate school programs to apply to. Maybe they're helping you prepare for job interviews. So maybe, you're bouncing ideas off of them and practicing your interview skills. It could be maybe more of a conversation where you're doing informational interviews with different individuals just to kind of see how you can get started and, kind of organically develop into different relationships. But, mentorship should really be something to help you kind of navigate the current issues in the career field that you're trying to go into, or just even helping you figure out what career field might be a good fit for you. And they should really serve as someone to just kind of bounce ideas off of and just kind of help keep you up to date with the field and any changes or important issues that are happening within a particular field and just give you some general guidance on that. But a mentor can also be important for new grads just to help, coach you and challenge you to really on things that you've done so far throughout your undergraduate career and how you can utilize those to help prepare you into your future, your first job, and kind of, getting into where your interests and passions lie, kind of out in the career world after school. But they can really just, help you get going with all of that, help you build your network, and just in general, be a strong source of support for you as you begin this process.
So thank you for that great overview of why mentorship is so important. But can you share with us a little bit about how our new graduates can find mentors?
Sure, absolutely. So it can be a little bit daunting if you've never had a mentor before, but I think the best way to start is look at your current network. So think about faculty members, TAs that you've had, any professional connections that you've had along the way. If there's anyone that you've met or worked with and you think, oh, they might be a good person to pull on as I'm entering this next phase of my academic journey and my career, feel free to reach out to them, ask them if they want to grab coffee, have kind of this informational interview, setup where you get to know them a little bit more, have some good questions prepared, and start to develop a relationship with them. So that's probably one of the ways that undergrads are most excited to get involved in this, because it might take a little pressure off of that formal mentoring role. It seems like a comfortable way to start a mentorship. You might also look at what's available to you within the university. So you might ask your academic advisor. You might look at the Career Center, see what access they have, or your departments, your colleges, to see what connections they might have. So express what your interests are and see if there's anyone that they feel like they could connect you to help a mentorship get going. So.
Absolutely. And I think, another thing to be brainstorming as you're looking to find a mentor or to develop that kind of relationship is to think about what you're looking to get out of that role or that relationship. And when you kind of have that in the back of your mind, that you're able to seek out people who could kind of help you with that, and you have kind of a clear vision of what you're looking for and the type of relationship you're looking to build. And maybe that starts with someone who kind of starts as a role model for you and someone you already look up to, who you can utilize, and maybe you appreciate the way that they lead different things that they're involved with, or the way that they communicate, or different things that they believe in that you really align with, and can kind of utilize that as a basis to move forward in finding a mentor. But, kind of thinking about people that you look up to and utilizing your resources to find what's going to be a good fit.
So let's say our new graduate has a mentor lined up. What are some kinds of questions that they can ask them?
So I think something that is maybe a little bit nerve-wracking for people who are trying to, weigh the idea of finding a mentor is, do I have to officially define the relationship? Do I officially have to ask someone, will you be my mentor? And I think there can be a lot of pressure surrounding that question, and knowing that, you can create your mentorship relationship in the way that works best for you, whether it's a very, all business, a very formal relationship, or if it's more of a personal, informal kind of mentorship that grows over time as you establish trust with that individual and, let them into your life and they let you into their life. And so I think you can determine, what your level of comfortability is with that, but know that you don't have to flat out come out with the question, will you be my mentor? Because it can look different for everybody. But when you have this sort of relationship established or are working on that, different questions you can ask them if it's kind of focused on your careers. Megan mentioned earlier, starting some of these conversations as just informational interviews. So maybe you're just trying to get to know them and see, what their work-life balance is like, what some of the challenges in their industry or in their field look like, and how that has progressed during their time in that industry or in that field. Maybe asking them how they found out about their position, or again, it kind of goes back to, what has the trajectory of your career looked like, and how has that changed, and what did your individual path look like, and just kind of getting to know them, and again, hearing their perspective on things. Your mentor is hopefully someone who can help you get into your own future, and maybe kind of put your mind at ease for some things that feel like really big pressures or really scary things, and kind of just helping you navigate things as you go, maybe into finding a position, or as you navigate that position or any future positions that you have too. But, it's important to get to know them and hear them out. And then maybe identify, are there any ways that you can support them as well, right? Is there anything that you can do to help them out, or to be a sounding board or a listening ear, or to provide some fresh perspective for them? So making it kind of a mutually beneficial relationship, and asking them questions about, is there any way that you can support them too? Asking them questions about what is the best way for you to communicate, what frequency, what mode or method, what works best for them to help and continue to build this relationship and really, really get to know each other. But, as far as initially setting up and asking questions to your mentor, I think it's really about learning who, that individual is, and kind of setting kind of along the lines of expectations of what you want that relationship to look like, and also asking them what they would like it to look like as well.
So can you both share with us a little bit about what that relationship looks like between a mentor and a mentee?
Sure. So with this type of relationship, there's two people involved. But if you kind of look at things from the expectations of being a mentor, this, individual should be someone who, can kind of, in general, just support you and what you're trying to achieve. So they should be someone who, is interested in taking the time to listen to you and to hear you out and hear, what your interests are, maybe what your fears are, and kind of the direction that you're trying to go, and really be supportive of you, and also willing to give you feedback, both good and bad, to kind of help you get to where you want to go. I think as a mentor, they should really serve as a sounding board for their mentees, and being able to provide them perspective on a variety of things. So maybe it's the field, maybe it's sharing some of their experiences or how they got to the particular position they're in, what the path of their career has looked like, any challenges or hurdles that they've been faced with and have had to overcome. And so that kind of helps their mentee then get some perspective that it's not maybe always a straight line to your end goals, and they can be a source of support in helping you navigate some of those things as you go. Ultimately, being a source of support, being a sounding board and a listening ear, and really helping you to figure out what the big picture looks like, maybe seeing different sides of things that you might not think of on your own, can really be beneficial expectations of being in the mentor role of this relationship.
Yeah, and in terms of being a mentee, I think you want to come to it with a couple of different things in mind. So you want to be present and active and available. You want to make sure that you are really invested in this, and you realize that person is donating their time to help you. So being aware of that is really helpful. I think it's really important that mentees are respectful of the mentors. So of that relationship, you realize they're a real human being. They have other things going on, so they might not be as quick to respond to email or a message, but they are there, and they are there to support you. I think it's really important to come with questions. So if you have a meeting with your mentor, make sure you're thinking about what types of things would I like to get out of this meeting? Am I going through a specific situation at work, or preparing for an interview, or are you looking more long term? Do you want to know what this career will be like 5 or 10 years from now? That sort of thing. But just coming prepared with questions, I think, is really important as well.
Okay, and to finish us out, can you both share a little bit about how mentors have kind of played a role in your career?
Sure. So I think that they kind of serve as extra teammates on your team, and that's really, really helpful. So my mentors have been there for me when things were great and things weren't so great. So you feel like you have someone you can talk to about your successes, and then also when you're really nervous about making another move or something doesn't go as planned, you have a really great sounding board, and you feel like you have someone who's invested in your success in a genuine way. So I think that's been most helpful, just feeling like you're not alone, but you have someone you can go to when you're not sure about the situation you're involved in, or you're thinking about making a change. So just feeling supported is what I've taken away from that.
I completely agree. It's a really strong sense of not feeling alone in the process. And, kind of along those lines, I think mentors for me have really helped to push me outside of my comfort zone, and really are encouraging of, doing things that can seem scary, but are really going to benefit you. Kind of, it's okay to get uncomfortable, or to get comfortable with being uncomfortable in different situations, and that you learn a lot from those situations, so they can kind of push you and help you to grow in that way as well, which is something that I have definitely been thankful for through different mentorship relationships that I've had. But there's some, they're people that they have your back, and they help to remind you of the good things about yourself, and why you can be successful, and helping you just to, in general, see the bigger picture and think about things in a way that maybe your own mind doesn't let you think about. that way or expose you to a new perspective, which is just really helpful in holistic thinking and making sure that you're making smart decisions all the way around.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Megan and Rachel, for joining us today for our episode of Couch to Career. All your info about mentorship, super helpful. So thanks so much again for being with us.
Yeah, thank you guys again. And that wraps up our video. So thank you all for watching. Make sure you tune back in next Tuesday for a totally new topic in your career development. If you have any other questions about mentorship, feel free to use the comment section below and type those in. Also, while you're in there, make sure you subscribe to our channel. That way you can stay up to date with all of our videos and watch all the videos that we've done to this point. So make sure you hit the like button as well. And from our couch to yours, we'll see you next time. Go Hawks.